Hey guys, welcome. Today's homework is kind of some little bit of thinking about how our body works. The whole goal of this process is to be able to use our bodies better, to learn about how our bodies can lift and move better. And when you learn those things, things start to click, and then you get more excited about using it and using those tools into place. Think about when you're learning an instrument, or when you're learning something that you enjoy, a new trick when you're painting or something, and you learn that thing, that new trick or that new idea out of practice, suddenly painting or biking or playing the guitar becomes a lot more fun, okay? So the concept I want to talk to you today is static versus dynamic. Now, static, I'm not talking about the type of static that shocks you when you touch after rubbing your socks on the trampoline. I'm talking about holding something tight, right? Dynamic means moving something, right? And so when we're doing fitness activities and we're doing movement, almost always we need to choose which body parts to be static and which body parts to be dynamic. And we don't want the movement dictating that. We want ourselves to be dictating that. And a lot of that is a connection between those ears, right? Learning how to move. Now, let me take this pan, for example. We love cast iron pans here. Let me take this, I'm gonna take this up here, and I'm just going to put it up here, boom. Pretty easy, boom, right? Look at my wrist, boom, right? And I can even kind of bend my wrist a little bit, and my wrist is strong here, boom. But if I just go blah, suddenly, because that weight is dictating, it feels a lot heavier. Right? So with a strong wrist, easy. With a wrist, where the weight is basically pulling it down, it feels a lot heavier when I'm doing that. And the reason why, I think, is because something about my body is basically saying, hey, Jeremy, don't lift it. This is too heavy for you, and you don't want to lift that because that's dangerous on your wrist. Am I kind of making sense here? Okay, so think about that wrist as, it's almost like it's one of your vertebrae, and if we're lifting a weight like this, it's going to feel a lot heavier than if we're keeping all of this static. Do you see that, how straight and tight this is? Okay, so that's kind of one thing I want you to start thinking about is, like, when are we bending our wrist? When are we letting the weight just do something to our body? Are we letting the movement just shake our body around when we're doing pull-ups, when we're doing push-ups, when we're doing our lifting? Are we letting certain things just kind of relax? What about our ankles too? Like, start thinking about that. And I want to post, and let's just kind of start talking about this. I mean, we don't got anything better to do. So why don't we use this crazy time to grow and learn?